Bull, we are officially halfway through the season for the Cleveland Guardians, and they didn't play last night.
That's
so
right.
I figured what better day than to grade Guardians players through the first half of the season. We're going to use whiteboards, but we're going to say screw the whiteboards.
Forget the whiteboard.
We're just going to yell the grades out. We'll run through some players. You tell me how you would grade them through the first 81 games of the year. I'm curious who pass and who have not yet lived up to your expectations. But we'll start with the guy I hope we're all in unison with, and that is Jose Ramirez. What grade does Jose get for his first half of the season performance?
A+. He's having a fantastic season. I'm not going to say MVP because he's not. I don't know if there's any competition right now with Aaron Judge for the MVP. Is there anybody competition there, Jason, for Aaron Judge?
Probably not.
Not in the American League.
I think unless he gets hurt right now, he's the runaway winner.
I was letting my bias kick in, and then I started watching more Yankee games. I was like, man, ain't nobody
on another level.
Ain't nobody about to beat this dude for MVP.
He's got over 30 home runs.
Yeah,
he'll have
ridiculous.
100 RBIs by the break. Well, maybe not 100.
But Jose's having as good a season as anybody besides him, and maybe Ohtani, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So, Jose gets an A+.
I give him an A. A+, he'd have to win the MVP. You got to be perfect.
All right, fair enough.
Is 100%.
That's fair.
I'm going to give him an A.
He's an A.
He's an A.
All right, A's across the board. Go ahead.
All right, next up, Steven Kwan. He missed a month. He's been slumping over the last weekend, but he's still hitting damn near 370 on the season. What grade does Steven Kwan get?
It's an A.
A.
I mean, the guy went backwards a little bit last year, and he's an all-star, or he's going to be an all-star this year, most likely.
He better be.
I can't say how he's not. His averages dropped to 368. You knew he wasn't going to hit 400. Anybody that thought that was not living in reality. I still think he could bat 375, which would be a massive accomplishment. We'll see where he ends up. He's in a little bit of a slump, at least for him right now, but, I mean, he does everything well. So how can I not give an A when he's had a great season?
Back-to-back Gold Glove winner.
Yeah.
Even if he hits 350, he gets an A. He's added power to his game now. He's trying to unlock a little bit of power. I don't know how he's doing it. Like his swing. So now baseball, you can measure swing speed. Mm-hmm. He's got one of the slowest swings in baseball, in terms of.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like Stanton is the highest. Stanton has the highest swing speed, and Quan is like Quan and Luis Ariz, another contact guy, kind of in the Quan mold, are among the lowest.
Yeah.
And like I started to dig into this, and I need to do more, but like the Guardians' exit velocity isn't much like. It's math.
What's his
really.
barrel rate, though? Is his barrel rate high?
I have to look at that. I don't know.
Because I would bet he barrels the ball quite frequently.
You might be right.
Yeah.
But like you can take exit velocity and launch angle and figure out how far the ball's going to go.
Right.
And the Guardians' exit velocity isn't really much different than last year as a team. That's why I look at this. I'm like, how are they doing this? Because it doesn't make the math.
Some of it's got to be the stadium.
The math isn't mathing. Yeah, the math ain't
Some of it's got to be the stadium. There's got to be something to it.
Maybe, and before I talk anymore, I do want to dig a little bit deeper into it.
Yeah.
But like I looked at Quan the other day, and he's got one of the slowest swings in baseball, and the exit velocity hasn't really changed yet. He's hitting 370 and he's hitting home run. Like it doesn't make sense. But he gets an A.
He get an A from me as well. I mean, we all know the type of tear he's on. He get hurt. He comes back, and his numbers for the first couple weeks after he was back was better than the numbers that looked like before he got hurt. So, Quan get an A.
All right, Mike.
We're going to start with Josh Naylor with Earl. So, Earl, what grade does Josh Naylor get? 20 homers, 61 ribbies so far. What grade are you giving Josh?
I got to give him a B. I think that I really like Josh Naylor. I've watched more than I've watched in the past. My only issue with Josh Naylor is he seems to lack plate discipline. He seems to chase a lot of pitches, but outside of that, that's a dude that you can count on to get you some RBIs. I think that he's learned. I think it's Jose who bats in front of him more often than not, correct?
Yeah.
Like he's learned to take pitches to allow Jose to get in scoring position before he goes out there and hacks. So you can see that camaraderie building between the two. But, yeah, you get a B from me.
A minus B plus for Naylor for me. He's not as good defensively as Jose and Quan are, although he's gotten better. I think he's gotten much better with his glove at first base. He was a liability there early in his career. I don't think he's a liability now, but I don't think he's a Gold Glover either. So you deduct a point or two for that. But we talked about before, even when he was slumping, he was still driving in runs. He's really done a nice job against lefties again. He's an everyday player. His RBIs are among the league leaders for first baseman, I think. Last I checked, he was right up there. I think you follow that stuff closer than I do. I think he's still right up there. A-, B+ range for me.
Yeah, I mean, he's an A-. He's had a magnificent season. I don't care about his batting average. The OPS is actually a little lower than I was double-checking it because I was like, is it really 819? 819 is a good OPS, but it's not special.
No.
But he's been clutch, and there's something to be said for that.
Absolutely.
He has been insanely clutch for the Guardians this year. Now, that's something that could go away, but it hasn't. Even, as you said, even when he was slumping, he was still coming up with some big clutch hits. And that accounts for why I'd raise him. Yes, he's a borderline liability defensively.
But
he's gotten better. He's not much of a base runner. But
right.
There's some intangibles about him in terms of leadership that are huge. He's the third most important player in their lineup. By the way, we have to comment for a second that Jay Crawford apparently on a day, I don't know if, was Jason here that day?
Jason was not here Friday.
Jay said on Friday that Austin Hedges is the most important player on the Guardians.
I do think he's important. He's not the most important player.
That is certifiably insane. I love you, Jay. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
I think Jose and Naylor and Tanner.
I got why he said it though.
No.
I got why he said it because I sat right here and backed him up. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I didn't back him up.
All right, why is
he's the most important player on the Guardians?
And he said he never said that he's the best player or anything like that.
Of course, he's not the best.
This is what he feels
he's not
like.
The most important player.
He feels like that. Basically, he's the glue guy. He's the energy guy. He's the guy that's in the clubhouse. Every team has that one guy that might not be the best statistically, but he's the guy that everybody else feeds off of. And he just believes what Austin Hedges brings to the organization and brings to that clubhouse is way more important or as is important to what he brings on a baseball diamond.
It's way more important because he brings nothing to the baseball diamond.
But I can get behind that, though.
But there's no way he brings zero to the baseball diamond. But he is not. It's insane to say he's the most important player.
Clearly, he fills a vital role because they identified something was missing, and he was one of the first pieces they brought back. And they paid him like $4 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how much he makes.
And they clearly know he's not a guy that's going to hit for power. He's not a guy that's going to have a high average. Exactly. So for them to spend that money to bring him back, it says that he does add some value somewhere.
Well, there's a big difference between adds value, which he does as a bench guy, and is the most important player. That's insane. But you want to say he adds value, fine, I'm with you.
To get back to Naylor, though, you mentioned his base running. He is sneaky fast. For a big guy, he's a lot fast. Like,
he's not as plodding as you would think.
He has beaten out double play balls that should be double play balls, and he's busted down the line. There was remember that play at second? Like, I can't remember now.
He got Bobby Witt.
It was against the Royals.
Yes.
And Bobby Witt
thought he'd just step on second base, get a double.
And he beat it. Like, Naylor is.
He runs like his ass is on fire.
He is, for as big as he is sneaky fast, man.
He plays hard all the time.
All the time.
To his detriment at times, but he plays hard all the time.
And to your point about OPS, and you're right, but to me, when you're looking at a middle of the order bat, the only thing that matters to me is RBIs. Are you driving guys in?
Yes.
And if you are driving guys in, I don't care about home runs, batting average, OPS, RBI. When you are the number 4 hitter, number 5 hitter, are you bringing guys home? And he is. When guys are on base, when guys are in scoring position, he's productive.
Yeah. Next.
Jason asked where Josh Naylor ranks in the RBI race. Tied for 6th right now with Juan Soto. Trailing only Judge, Ramirez, Alec Baum of Philadelphia, Marcell Ozuna, and Shohei Ohtani. Only 5 players.
None of those other guys play first base.
Yeah, so he leads all first basemen then with RBIs.
Correct.
Okay.
Jason, you'll start us off on our next player, Andres Jimenez, who's hitting .246 with 5 homers and 38 ribbies this year.
This one's a little bit harder. He has not blossomed offensively like we thought he would when he signed that deal, but he is so good defensively. I think he's a B-.
I give him a C. I mean, I'm starting to worry that 2022 is an anomaly.
It's looking that. I mean, 644 OPS is terrible.
Yeah.
But he is.
His OPS as a Guardian outside of 2022 is very poor.
I actually think those numbers merit moving him to short and finding another second baseman.
But Zach and I were talking about the last 3 years of his contract. If he doesn't get the offense going again, are a disaster. Those in 25, 26, and 27, he's making $25 million a year.
Wow. Yeah, I do like him as a player, but
go ahead.
But it is a concern that he has not. I mean, 2 years ago, I was all in on him and thought this is great. They traded Lindor. They got someone equal of his in a replacement, and he signed the contract that Lindor wouldn't sign. 2 years later, it's hard to say that.
And now he's still young.
Yeah.
And he could get the bat back on track. But the reality is, if the Guardians could do over that contract, they would do it over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, offensively, he's probably a C-, D+.
Yeah.
But defensively, he's worth a letter grade to me. That's why I give him a B-.
I give him a C because, we already talked about it.
I'm giving him a B. I think defensively, he's like an A++. And I do know the first couple months of the season, offensively, he was very productive. He hasn't been as productive lately. I think he talked about during the Royal Series how he felt like he was swinging the bat as good as he was in April, and it had been a while since he had felt that way. I have confidence that he can turn it around offensively. I'm going to give him a B.
I do think he's a guy that sometimes gets lost in his own head. Yeah. And I was part of that too. Like, why isn't Tito batting him higher in the order?
Yeah.
I think there's a reason why they bat him lower in the order.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times
they need a two-hitter on this team.
Yeah. I thought it would be Freeman. I still think it can be Freeman. But, they could use an upgrade.
I
don't think anybody. I don't like anybody in this lineup as a two-hitter. They need a real two-hitter.
Sunday in the 2 spot. I think
they've been bouncing guys around. I don't remember if he was hitting two.
You guys just mentioned Freeman, who's our next player. So let's get to Freeman. He was hot for a while. Over the last 30 games, he's really struggled.
Yeah,
he's hitting just 167 in June.
But my expectations for him coming into the season weren't that high. That factors.
So what's your guess? So what's your grade for Tyler Freeman? We'll start with you.
I give him a C.
Same.
I mean, he's been an okay hitter overall.
What's his overall numbers,
His
Mike?
defense has been solid. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I still like him. Like, this is his first chance to play every day.
Right.
So
it's a C, and that's being maybe a little generous.
Yeah, I'm not ready to give up on him.
No, I'm not giving up on him.
I think he could be a guy in this lineup for the next 5-6 years.
There's still potential. His first full year, so I'm fine. I mean, he's done okay, but
he's filled it. Is he a perfect center fielder? No. Has he filled a need for them? Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a solid job out there.
I think I would still like to see Quan in center and a better bat in left.
He doesn't want to be in center, I don't think.
You might be right.
Yeah.
That might be why he's still in left, because otherwise it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why he wouldn't.
Let's go get another hitter.
They're not exactly overflowing with power hitting outfielders. It's been a problem since the 90s, since Manny left.
So you got a C for him?
I'd give him a C minus, probably C minus.
I tried to play center field with my creator player on MLB The Show, and that did not go well. So I can understand why Quan might want to stay in left field. But I'll give him a C as well. This is his first full opportunity to be an everyday player, and this is his first time playing center field. And I think that when you put him out there and you see how well he's done, considering he's never done it before, of course there's room for improvement. I can rock with that. I think Stephen Vogt is getting the most out of this dude, and I think it's more to be desired. So,
all right, next.
This one I'm hoping across the board is unanimous as well, but David Fry. What grade is David Fry get?
Earl?
David Fry get an A because he exceeded every expectation for the first 3 months of the season that anybody had set for him. This is the dude who we didn't know was going to make the final 40-man roster. This is the dude that if you look at his numbers this year, like, nobody could have ever projected that for him. If the season ended for him and those his numbers, people would be like, damn. You would have won all kind of money on FanDuel if you would have had that.
If you told me he was going to end the year with 8 homers and 32 ribbies and those.
The fact that we sit here July 2nd and those is his numbers despite the slump he's had recently, I got to give him an A.
Yeah, I agree.
When I was in school, I don't know if they still do this. When I never got one of these. When I was in school, you got an H. You remember that? Anyone else remember that?
No, that was an H.
You got honors?
Yes. It was like better than an A+.
Oh, yeah.
If you got higher than an A+, like extra credit.
Must have been a special Avon thing.
You got Avon Blake. Don't ever call me an Avon.
He's serious about that.
We are north of the tracks. We are not south.
He claimed AL. AL, fool.
But there was such a thing for the smart kids. Again, I've never seen this on my report card. It was an H. I give David Fry an H. This dude... I remember when he was batting in the opening day lineup, I'm like, what is David Fry in the opening day lineup?
Me too.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He has exceeded every expectation times 10.
Yeah.
He's kept it going all year long. You thought it was just a hot start, maybe a hot month, maybe a hot 2 months. Guys, it's July, and he's still producing.
It's so
He's
funny.
An H.
Like, when my friends would ask me stuff about baseball, I said what Bull said and Jason said. They asked me about him before the season. I said, well, Bull said he sucks. So.
I don't know that I said he sucks, but I didn't expect it.
His exact quote was, he really, really, really sucks. He's the worst. He's Austin Hedges minus. No, he didn't say that.
No, but it's so funny
but I didn't
because
think anything of him. I thought he was just a bench guy.
So people would come to me months later. I said, I thought you said Bull said he sucked. I said, listen, we all had this wrong.
He's a utility guy.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a utility guy. I was fine with him on the team, but I didn't expect anything like this. Of course, he gets an H or an A or
an H.
So Fry obviously exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
His next player got called up. Spent about a month in the majors. We saw a month of Kyle Manzaro. How would you grade? It's obviously incomplete, but for the month we saw, how would you grade Kyle Manzaro?
It's unfair because they didn't even let him play first base, so I can't even grade his defense.
Right.
You can give me an incomplete. If you want to just leave it at incomplete,
I'll give it a D.
I'll buy it.
I mean, he didn't really show you much. I know he had some doubles, but they always seem to be bloopers that just happen to fall in the right spot. He didn't really do much. I'll go D. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to grade him right now.
Yeah.
He's barely played.
D+, incomplete, any of those. We'll get another look at him here at some point.
Earl, do you feel like he's got to shave the mustache? Do we have to do that? Is it whole? I mean, he looks really trashy.
So let me ask you let me ask somebody a question here. Is this like this is like a 25 and younger white boy phenomenon with this here mustache?
I don't get it.
My son has come home with it a couple times, and I'm like, bro.
Like, I keep seeing him everywhere, and it's like, man, where are they getting these mustaches from?
Blame that stupid Top Gun movie.
Is that where it comes from?
Yes, that Maverick movie, I think, is where all this crap restarted again. Because my oldest, Alex, will have like a full beard, and then one day he comes down with like the pedophile stash. I'm like, dude.
Does he have all the kids look like, all
Dustin
the teenage
Fox
boys
was
look like
rocking
llamas, too?
You know, Dustin was rocking the same mustache for a minute, too.
God. Not llamas. What's the animal with the alpacas? All these kids today look like alpacas with their hair.
With the mohawk?
Oh,
no, just like so much hair in the front. I don't know what the hell's
going on.
You mean like that? Yeah, kind of. I mean, AJ's got like
he's got a
mullet.
Yeah. He's got the
That's what the power hitters rock, man.
Yeah.
That's what the power. Look at him.
Yeah. You should see him with the hat on when he's running full speed with the flow going.
Yeah, a lot of flow these days.
But I'll give him an incomplete. I guess, like, I bought the hype, right? The Kyle Manzaro hype was real. I heard about him all through the season, how he needed to be here, how the Guardians, it was mandatory to put that bat in the lineup, and how he was going to produce right away. The very first time I seen this first at bat, he took a fastball right down the middle, and my man ain't been the same yet. Like, if you would have told me that Kyle Manzaro, of all the young prospects we've seen, kind of like would be in the I haven't hit a home run yet camp, I wouldn't have believed it when he was called up.
He's hit 4 home runs in his last 5 games at Columbus.
I don't like how they used him when he was here. They played him inconsistently. Yeah. They didn't let him play. Like, he's a young kid. You have him DHing every game. I just didn't like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I do think he's going to be fine long term. I'm not worried about him at all yet about that. And the reason I think there was a need to bring him up is because there's holes in the offense. Right. So bring this guy up and see what he can do. But I would like to see him get more opportunities at first, just for him. We talk about Evan Mobley. How do you make Evan Mobley more comfortable? Mm-hmm. How do you make Kyle Manzaro more comfortable? Put him in positions that he's used to. But he's behind a veteran who's an all-star. So you're going to defer to the veteran all-star right now in Josh Naylor.
Should we do rapid fire, the rest of the hitters, like rapid fire grades?
Any hitter you want to mention we missed?
Brian Rocchio, F. G.
F.
Actually, I'd give him a D-.
Okay.
Bo Naylor.
Bo Naylor, D-.
D, because he's coming around.
You're right. I'm going to D.
Defensively, he's very good.
He's good at framing pitches.
Okay.
He can't throw anybody out.
Okay.
He's not great at blocking the ball.
I'll take a framer over a thrower.
I'll go C- though. His bat, I thought would start to get hot. It has. Yeah. So I'm actually going to grade the C- because he has been out lately.
Yeah, my man's a framer. I'm like you. He a framer. I got to get with that framework. But I'm gonna give him a D. I had higher expectations. I told you I thought he was going to hit 20 home runs this year.
I never had high expectations.
John Kenzie, go.
A+.
A+.
Only for the nickname.
J Hunk.
A+ for the nickname. And
we're gonna look at the bullpen. The bullpen's been so good.
A.
Everybody gets an A in the pen.
That's why we're doing this.
A+. Whoever you throw out there.
Who doesn't get an A in
that
bullpen?
The guy they just DFA'd yesterday. He was awful. Who was that guy?
Darren McCoggin?
Oh, God.
They got him from Seattle. He'd been a starting pitcher in Seattle.
He was just there to eat innings and get caught.
Yeah, he does.
Like, that wasn't even real.
Everybody.
So everyone gets an A in the bullpen.
Yeah, pretty much. Nah, I'm not giving Eli Morgan an A or Pedro.
But as a collection, we give the bullpen
big time.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Clase deserves some love, though. He's been absolutely fantastic.
A+++.
And so have most of the setup guys. Go ahead.
Tanner Bybee.
A minus.
B plus.
B. B plus. He got rocked in that last game versus Kansas City.
I got stock.
No, he didn't get rocked.
I mean, he was giving up home runs, man.
How many? But he only gave up like 2 runs, right?
I'm just
He had
not.
2 home runs, but 2 earned.
Yeah, he didn't have his best stuff that day.
That's basically what I'm saying.
But that
All right,
showed
yeah,
me,
fair.
like,
But
he still got through 6.
Yeah, and he only gave 2 runs in the end, even though he got rocked for 2 homers. You're
Yeah.
right. But
when you can, like, those are the when you don't have your
Gotta
best
grind.
stuff and you can still fight through. I mean, the Royals aren't
Yeah.
the Yankees, but still.
overall, he's pitched very well. He's had some shaky starts, especially early in the season.
I think
he needs to go deeper into games. He's averaging about 5.5 innings per
From
start.
mid-May on, I think he's been everything you want from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
JT, you was right, though. I was watching that show when I was at home a couple weeks ago and I was off. This dude has ace potential.
Yeah.
And it's like if he can learn to go deeper into innings, Guardians got a good problem on
I
their
mean,
hands.
the way baseball is and the way batters now fight through and foul off pitches and
Yeah.
compete, if you can give me 6, I'll take it. 6
Yeah, I
as
mean,
a starter.
I was
Anything
saying-
more than that is gravy.
Tyvis was asking me yesterday, how many innings do you want to see a guy pitch? I said, well, 50 years ago it was 9. 30
Yeah.
years ago it was 8.
Yeah.
10 years ago it was still 7.
Yeah.
Now you just want him to go 6.
6. If you can get 6 out of your ace,
But, yeah.
3 and 4 starters really into the 5th. I mean, how many times have we seen guys
Yeah.
pulled now in the 5th
Right.
and not even qualify for a
Bybee
win?
is averaging 5.5. Bybee and Lively are averaging 5.5 innings
Is that
per
all
game.
year?
All year.
I wonder if mid-May, I bet you it's higher.
Yeah,
But maybe not. He got off to a Tanner Bybee.
Yeah, he
not
had some
good in
bad
April.
starts. He had some bad starts.
But
early,
mid-May on, he's been
great.
great.
Go ahead.
One word answer. A for Lively.
A plus.
Yeah.
I
A
mean,
plus.
He's in the
The guy's been one of the probably the 30 best pitchers and starters in baseball, and he's a journeyman.
and we've seen that this year. Like, that's actually just sort of struck a story idea. Like Lugo, Flaherty, Lively. These
The
guys
year of the resurgence.
Lively's not even in the same class as those guys.
but these guys are having career years that
Flaherty's had good years before.
were not like this. Not like this.
Ben Lively had barely been a major league pitcher.
But he was a top prospect at one time. He
Right,
was a
but he'd
top
been
100
awful
guy.
whenever
I
he'd
know.
been in the majors.
But somebody saw enough in him at one time that he was a top 100 prospect, and now he never did anything with it.
Right, but before the season, you could have gotten some people to say Seth Lugo was going to pitch well or Flaherty was going to pitch well. You couldn't have got a single person on earth that would said Ben Lively
That's
was going to
probably
pitch like
true,
this.
but not to the extent that Flaherty and Lugo, the numbers that they've put up. these
Sure,
guys-
but those guys have been even better than Lively.
yeah, they
significantly
have.
better than Lively.
But I'm just saying, this is the year of the unknown pitcher emerging.
But you're in the end, you're right. They've both been way better than you. All three have been way better than you thought. But to me, Lively's the most shocking of anybody.
I
in
would
baseball.
agree with that.
And the fact that they've needed him because everybody else besides Bybee's been terrible.
Yeah, yeah. And hopefully Gavin Williams now, I'm
Yeah.
really interested to see. Listen, it's July. If
Yeah.
you've got 3 months to get him ramped up. Because, again,
Right.
barring a complete collapse, which with this rotation I guess is possible with
Yeah.
the state that it's in, this team's going to the
Right.
playoffs. I'm worried about
But they
October.
need eating in.
I know,
And I'm
you
worried
gotta
about the bullpen getting burned out.
I know.
And
But
I mean, Logan Allen, I don't trust him at all.
Logan Allen and McKenzie were the next two. I lumped them together.
Both
because
get
of-
Fs.
Both
The
Fs.
Yeah.
Jason, are they both
it
Fs?
hurts my heart to give Tristan enough because of everything he's trying to pitch through.
I love him, but he's been terrible.
He's in AAA.
Yeah.
Who would ever thought last
Yeah.
year, 2 years ago, Tristan McKenzie would ever be back in Columbus at any point?
Hard to believe.
So yeah, I mean Logan, I'd give them both D minus. I'm not going to flunk them.
Earl, D minus and F. What do you give these two?
I'm going with a D minus.
Jeez,
I ain't
you
gonna
guys
give him
been
a
way
F.
too nice.
And we end our grading segment with Cookie Carrasco. Real quick on Cookie.
I give him a C minus.
I'll give him a D.
I'm gonna give him a D.
He's been
better than I thought he would.
Yeah, I mean he's been serviceable. What's his ERA, by the way?
Who, Carrasco?
Yeah.
Carrasco on the season. His ERA is Cookie 5.27.
He's Harris from Major
Pretty
League.
good.
He's Harris now. He's got Vaseline. He's
Yeah.
got snot. He's got
He's
some
been
pine
able
tar.
to keep
He's
them
got
in
some gum.
He has kept them in enough games
Yes.
and given them a chance.
He's a veteran
That's all
pitcher.
you want from
Yes.
him at this point.
Yes. Now I don't trust him in a playoff game.
No, zero chance.
Yeah.
But
He shouldn't even be on the roster. Like Tristan, I can get behind Tristan as a reliever on the playoff roster.
Yeah.
I can't get behind Cookie making the
No,
playoff
but that's
roster.
why they need to put Tristan in the bullpen now, I think, in the minors.